Just been like consistent, like 10K above months.
Downloaded it, I checked the date, July of 2021, and then I left my job in September of 2021.
Since then, I've sold websites, I've pivoted my business, I'm no longer doing social media management.
What has been like your highest month?
13K.
It has literally changed my life.
When you were designing on WordPress, were you charging way less? Like, what is that like?
Yeah, way less. I think my first WordPress was like $500.
$500 for a WordPress site versus like up to $5,000 for a Show It site. All right, welcome to the podcast. I am so excited to have you, Sarah. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to chat about everything. This is crazy.
Oh my gosh. Well, I was just saying, because like the level of freedom that you have created in your life, I'm jealous. Like the fact that you're doing this from New Zealand and you travel and you're just like that free spirit and fully get to work from your laptop from wherever, I know is everyone's dream. And if it's not their dream, then they haven't even been like open to the potential of what you're doing, which is really exciting for this. So
yeah, it's so wild that you say it like that, because I didn't see the potential for the longest time. Like growing up, like both my parents were 9-to-5ers. Like my dad worked a corporate job. My mom was a stay-at-home mom, and my dad got laid off like when I was in high school or something, and he became an entrepreneur. And he never really encouraged that in me because it's not safe. So I felt like I always followed that mold of like, get a corporate job, get health insurance, like just, be safe. And I never even really considered this lifestyle until I was trapped in the other one. And then I was like, this is not it. Like, there's more. What else is there? How can I get there? And that's how I found you.
oh my gosh, I'm really curious about your dad becoming an entrepreneur, but not motivating you to go down that route. What was that like?
Yeah, I think I didn't really think much of it at the time, but I know it was just protective, after what he went through. He worked at a company for it was like 30 years, seriously. And just laid off like that out of the blue. Actually, after they moved our family to like a new state, he was promoted, all this stuff, and then it was gone. And he was like, okay, this, wasn't maybe as safe as I thought it was. And yeah, I just think that stability that like parents want for their kids, like even if they reap the benefits of something, it didn't feel as stable to him, because when I was growing up, he was still like poaching clients. Like he was always like on his sales shit. Am I allowed to swear on here?
Oh, do you know me? Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I always saw him like hustling for that kind of stuff. And yeah, maybe he just didn't think that that was like a good path for everybody because it was so tough. But now that I'm in it, it's great because we're closer than ever. We get to talk about it all the time, which is really nice. So yeah, I think maybe it wasn't his first choice for me, but when he sees me in it and like thriving, it's been awesome.
Yeah, I was going to ask what he thinks about it now, because I relate to that too. I think my parents, my dad specifically, and I bet anyone listening to this, like if they have a father who's not just entrepreneurial mindset, like they are through and through, like I imagine Will being quite different with our kids. But if your father went the traditional job and they got the insurance, they got the security, they bought the house, it is this, like you kind of follow in their footsteps. But it's so cool to hear that has brought you guys closer and that now you have this connection piece.
Yeah, it's fun. We can kind of like empathize with each other over the pieces that like suck. And we can like celebrate wins together too. He'll tell me about his new clients. I tell him about mine. Like it's been great.
Oh my God. I love that. You guys should start a podcast, just you two.
Oh my gosh, that would be so funny. So my dad's not like a big chatterbox, but when he does say stuff, he's hilarious. So maybe.
That's always how it is. It's those like one-liners, like the ones that are silent. They're like the silent killer. Okay. So take me back real quick to before all of this started. You mentioned that you fell into a trap. What did that look like? Like paint the picture of how you got into your kind of corporate career.
Yeah, so it was so windy. I think I've always been like a little bit of a reinventor, but my whole life I wanted to work in ocean conservation. I wanted to be a marine biologist.
Mm.
Like since I can remember, I was like 4 years old and I was like, this is what I'm going to do. And so I went to school for it. I did the job. I was in the job for a few years and it was incredible. And a hurricane hit the island that I was living and working on. And that kind of ended that path for me. It was a little traumatic, but it was also like an opportunity to be like, okay, what's next? Like this, doesn't feel right anymore. And I just wanted to try something new. And because that was what all my skill sets were in, it was just, science, oceans, dolphins. Like I didn't have any hard business skills literally at all. And so I just applied for a job at a marketing firm, like an entry level, just like, let me see how this goes. Like, maybe this will be easy. Maybe there's more money in this. Um, and it was okay. I built like some hard skills. I saw like how agencies run, and it wasn't a passion project, but I was like, oh, okay, this could be something. But it was grueling. Like anybody who's ever worked in an agency knows that it's not like a 9 to 5, it's like an 8 to 10. Like when you're juggling so many clients and like agencies will churn and burn, they're just trying to move as fast as possible. So I burned out of that really fast because I didn't like it. Um, and so instead of saying like, what would I like to do? I was like, maybe I need to kick this thing up a notch and like get a better job where like, maybe like a golden handcuffs type thing. I just thought that more money would equal more time and freedom. So yeah, I landed at Amazon and I worked there for a few years in Washington, D.C. And honestly, it was a great job. Like I had great benefits. I worked like very decent hours. I worked with smart people, but I still didn't really like what I was doing. And I still only had a few weeks of vacation every year. So that was when, a few years in, I was like, this cannot be all there is for me. I want to like enjoy what I'm doing. And as I had like a little more vacation time, I would be on my travels and I was just reading book after book about like lifestyle design and like entrepreneurship, just kind of like feel my way of what could be next for me. And I read The 4 Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss, which
Yeah.
I know is like every entrepreneur's Bible. But it blew my mind because I had never really thought that way about my own life. But yeah, I mean, the basis of the book is lifestyle design. And I know that's something that you talk about too with your courses, is like you can adapt them to whatever it is that you want them to be, whatever you want your business to look like. You can take these skills in this business and take it to that. So, for me, I don't have these huge ambitions to like run my own agency and to scale a business and have employees. Like it's really just about the freedom. And honestly, when I was starting out in web design, girl, like it was a slow start. And, the money that came in was like kind of hit or miss, but it was enough for me to travel in like low cost places and still like live big and to be totally free. Like even one website in a day, like that was plenty for a month in Indonesia, So
Right.
yeah.
I love that you touched on having, huge, wild ambitions to run an agency and have employees, because I think that, that's such a common kind of like misconception that you have to dream big and like it has to be this like larger than life thing where you want, $50,000 months or $100,000 months and to have a team and all of this. But also, what does that mean for your life? Like, what do you actually want your life and your lifestyle to look like? How do you want to feel? And what makes you happy and feel that like ultimate fulfillment? And for you, it was travel, it was freedom, which is the coolest thing because that's the most authentic to you. Like, you didn't allow kind of like the business world and social media to push you on a path that's not yours, where you're like, okay, maybe everyone else is, trying to get junior designers and scale this up and have it to be a massive agency. You were like, no, this is like what I want out of my life. This is true to me. And I think that's such a good testament to that. Yeah. You're really like following your own passion and like you're really cultivating your your dream life, like for you. That's so
Mhm.
inspiring.
Oh, thank you. I love what you said about like not caving to that pressure. Like,
Mhm.
I feel like I spent a lot of my life kind of people pleasing my way off of my own path. And I was very like amenable to a lot of opinions. And like I'm a type 3 Enneagram. Like I'm an
Same.
achiever. Girl, it is painful.
Hmm.
Needs to be outgrown. So I'm like,
Honestly.
it's like a constant process of being like, okay, am I doing this because I want to do it? Or am I doing this because I
Mhm.
think this is what other people expect of me or will, earn me praise or whatever? That's a whole like deeper thing. But yeah, it's been a journey to try and be like, okay, outside of everything else, like in the world that, I'm hearing and I'm feeling and I'm seeing, like what is happening inside me that will make me happy. And it was, yeah, it's just the freedom. And, there might be a day, I think that's a beautiful thing about our dreams too, that maybe it'll change. Like maybe at some point, my boyfriend and I will move back to America and we'll want to buy a house. We'll want to do the picket fence thing. And then maybe I will want to like scale and have employees and stuff. But yeah, I think that's the nice thing about web design is that if I want it to become that, I can make it that. But for what I really envision for the foreseeable future, it's perfect.
Yeah, I love that. It's almost like the whole, zone of genius, it can be applied to like what your zone of like happiness or like your zone of um contentness for like right then in the moment of what do you want. And it also is your superpower once you learn a skill and build a business and a brand and the skills to be able to make money and bring
Yeah.
in clients from wherever. It's a superpower and a zone of genius to be able to say, in the future, if I end up wanting to buy a house and a white picket fence and I want to scale an agency, I can. Where when
Yeah.
you work in corporate and you have this like very low ceiling and no room to grow, you don't really get that freedom to be like, oh yeah, if I end up like wanting to buy a house in America and, want to become like the CEO of Amazon, I can. Like you don't
Yeah.
really get to have that room. And
Yeah.
it's so cool to create that for yourself where you have full, I always use the word autonomy, like you have
Mm,
full autonomy over your life, your
yeah.
success, your lifestyle, what you want it to look like. And that's exactly what you just described there, which is so cool.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I feel seen.
Mm.
It's like, I think a lot of people don't realize that your life is a choice. And I only say that because I feel like maybe I didn't realize that. I was just on autopilot doing what I thought I needed to do. And then I started looking at all these other ways of doing things. And that was kind of my own volition too. Like, I don't think entrepreneurship is that encouraged. I think like it is lauded, like people that are doing it, you can see how successful they can be and things like that. But, it's not something that I learned about in school. I was studying science, so, I get
Yeah.
it. But yeah, the opportunity for upward mobility and just like feeling like there was nowhere really that significantly higher that I could go. Or worse, that the next place I could go would be a manager, meaning I wouldn't actually be doing my job. I'd just be managing people. Like that was my nightmare. I never
Mhm.
wanted to be somebody's boss. Like would rather kind of be behind my laptop, pulling the strings, doing the work.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah.
That's actually really interesting that you mentioned that because it is true. Like, in order to really continue growing in corporate world, the managerial level is the next step. Like, you go from implementation, you're the implementer, to you are the manager, and then you're maybe the director, and then so on and so forth. But if you don't, not everyone wants to be a manager. Not everyone
Yeah.
wants to manage people. I can say I have a team and it's probably one of my least favorite things. Like I love
Yeah.
my team and I hate managing them.
Yeah.
And it's not for everyone. And I think when you become an entrepreneur, you get to choose what level you want to get to. And
Mhm.
even if you one day were to say, I want an agency, you then have the power to hire a manager and you
Yeah.
can fully stay in the creative seat and you can, run the business the way you want. And focus on what, you love to do. But it just really goes to show that how much control you have. Like how much control and room you have to explore areas in business that's not so confined to this like stepping ladder that is so defined in the corporate world.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's one of the coolest parts about the web design business too, is that because it's creative, it attracts creatives, which means it kind of attracts a little bit of a dreamer type.
Yeah.
And I can envision scaling my business in ways other than just into an agency because of the flexibility and the freedom and, following my own passions. There could be ways to incorporate different arms of this business in the future that are, maybe not the norm, but I can do them because it's what I would like to do, So just, having that control, the freedom,
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. I love that you bring that up too, because I think some people, so, we're so conditioned to think that something is one way because of the way our job market is. Like I just described, it's like this like defined stepping ladder where then that approach can be taken into business. But you have seen that it can go another way where it's limitless. Like if it's something that you want to do, it'll probably be pretty successful because you'll be in it and you'll be so passionate about it. But it's not like you have to become a web designer and then you have to hire a team and then go into an agency and then do this. Like, no, you can do it however you want. And if it hasn't been done, great. You probably just created this like little lane for yourself. And so I think that's the coolest approach in that it's limitless. Like you can kind of take it in so many different ways.
Totally. Nothing is linear. And I really think that like passion is the most important thing. Like, did I ever think I would be designing websites? No, but I love doing it. It's fun. And I love, just seeing where it can take me.
Yeah, I love that. So fill me in from Amazon to web design. How did that happen? Connect the dots for me.
Girl, it happened very fast, but also very slow. So I was, like I said, reading for our work week. I'm traveling. I'm like, okay, this is not going to work for me. What's my escape plan? Like, how can I get out of this, but not like be destitute? I'll be honest, like, I felt like I was very comfortable. And honestly, in another life, I could have sat and continued doing what I was doing. But yeah, it didn't feel like enough. And I was reading, like I mentioned, like a ton of different books about this. And I was like, okay, what could I enjoy and what could I do on the road, most importantly? And what could I do where I can make more money in less time? And so I found you on social media, like as I was starting this journey. I wasn't necessarily looking, but I guess I must have been like, the algorithm, it fed you to me. Because I was probably liking a bunch of stuff about like hating your corporate job and like wanting to be an entrepreneur.
The algorithm knew before you. The algorithm made your life decision for you.
It really did. I'm not mad. Like, okay, computer.
I love it.
Sure. Yeah, but so I started to see your posts and I was like, this is something. Like maybe I could check her out. And I just loved your messaging, really stuck with me because it was the same thing. You were building your dream life. You came out of a life that just didn't feel like you were in the right place. And just, grabbed the bull by the horns and ran with it. So that was inspiring for me. And just thinking about how could I take that and adapt it to what I want. And so I started learning. I took CEO Show It. And I thought it was really cool. I think I had built, this is so embarrassing, but in like 2019, I tried to build a travel blog for myself and I used Squarespace and it was horrible. Like I got rid of it. I actually do have a travel blog now, but I built it on Show It and it's not embarrassing. But I wish I still had that website because technically that would be my first one. And it's very like cute now to look back and see like, look where we're going to go. Like, look how much better you're going to get.
100%. Yeah.
But yeah, so it was kind of that slow burn while I was still working full time, trying to learn web design and design the business and all that kind of stuff. But Yeah, I actually next month will be, no, this month it will be my 1 year of quitting my job and moving and selling all my stuff and hitting the road. So
What?
yeah, it's
Wait,
crazy.
wait. That deserves like a full-on slow clap. Oh my gosh. You know the exact date? We need to celebrate. That needs to be a huge thing.
I want to say it was February 19th, which is also 2 days before my birthday. So New Zealand was like my big
Oh my
send
God.
for my birthday month. But yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so first off, congratulations. That's so huge and impressive and amazing, and also just really cool to show the sustainability. Like, one thing that is so important to me that I feel like I maybe need to talk more about, because there's this like whole social media uprise of people who have courses that are just quick cash, quick money. How can you make a couple bucks? And I'm not for that. That is not what we do here. I am for sustainable businesses that
Yeah.
actually fuel the kind of life that you want to live. And, reaching that year mark, that shows that you have something. Like, you have built something. It's not like, oh yeah, I did it for a couple of months and then it fell off and this and that. Like, no, reaching a year is so incredibly inspiring, and it really is a testament to show how sustainable it can be, and that you still have a smile on your face and you still love it and you're not drained. Like, if you get hired for a job within 6 months, if you like it or not, maybe within 2 months. But if you're a year into your business and you still are like, no, like, this is my life. Like, I love this. I created a business that fuels my life. I couldn't ask for anything different. So thank you for being a testament to that. That is so inspiring.
Oh my gosh, you're so sweet. Thank you. I think you make such a good point because I looked at other courses. I looked at, they're like you said, you're getting bombarded with offers on social media all the time. And I think, do you have like a freebie course?
Yes, creative career course.
Okay, I did that one first. And
Okay, love.
I was like, all right, I'm in. Add me to the marketing funnel. This is cool. I like her, and this is not BS. And so that was when I bought CEO of Show It, and then, yeah, it just kicked everything off. Like you said, I think there's a lot of noise, and it can be really hard to tell like who is legit and also who cares about the people that they're trying to help. And I think your story kind of, it proves that, but really the proof is in the pudding. It's in the courses. It's in how well they work for so many people. And like I said, I had no business experience. Like, the only time that I had was, I was in the agency for a little while. I was at Amazon for a few years, but it was more of like a writing type of position, copywriting. And, just to be able to build business from like a few online courses. And I don't know, I feel like, pinch me. And this life is crazy. It feels like a dream I could wake up from, but I know I won't because I've built these processes and things just straight from your courses.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Thank you so much for saying that. I am obsessed with you. I'm curious what what your business looks like now. So you're a year in. What
Yeah.
did it look like from taking the courses to starting to take on clients? You mentioned that like you were taking on one website here and there and like living in Indonesia, going cheap. Like, what has that kind of trajectory looked like for you?
Yeah. So I think I took your first course in August of, what was that? Like maybe 7 or 8 months before I actually was able to quit my job. And honestly, it was because I took it and I just didn't have time. I didn't have time to like apply it and start building and stuff. So like I officially started trying to start the business like maybe 2 months before I quit at Amazon. And like you mentioned, it was kind of piecemeal at first. I didn't really know how to find clients. And up until honestly, even January, which was my biggest month ever, it was mind blowing. The business was all word of mouth. So I wasn't really doing any marketing for it other than just telling a friend to tell a friend and getting great testimonials from people I was working with and them spreading it around. But yeah, it was, a website here, a website there. I started with website in a week, and then I did design your date rate.
Yeah.
which is my favorite course of yours. I haven't taken all of them, but I think I've done 3. And I absolutely loved it. That one for me, game changer. It's all about the time for me. So
Yes.
if I can do, 3 website in a days a month, that exceeds my corporate salary. And if I can get 2, that's plenty. 1, like I mentioned, it's enough for Indonesia. So, just bang it for the next month, whatever more I get out of that. But yeah, it just blows my mind the way that before I felt so chained. It was just, there was no opportunity to create more time. And that really kind of freaked me out. It was like a quarter life crisis. I was like, you can't make more time. But you totally can if you can figure out how to make money in a much more condensed way. So yeah, day
Yeah.
rates is where I live. And right now, my kind of standard is 2 day rates a month. So 2 days a month of work, and this lifestyle it's peak for me.
Wow. And you said that that's more than you made at Amazon?
3
Or
website in a days. Yeah, it's my day rate is 2,900. So if I can make the 9,000, that's
oh my
yeah,
gosh.
girl.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're working, wait, let me get this straight. You do 2 a month.
About 2 a month, but January was crazy. I actually did 2 website in a weeks and a day rate. And my website in a week actually is more. I have the pricing flipped because I think weirdly, I care more about the condensed amount of time than my clients seem to. So I actually have my website in a week priced more expensive than my website in a day. But again, it's because my value is more on my own time. So I'm
Right.
like, yeah, I don't want to engage for a full week. That's a long time.
Totally.
I'd rather do the one day. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. My website in a week has always been more than the day.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know why
yeah.
I thought it was flipped. Okay. But yeah, I mean, yeah, then
Yeah. How much is your website in a week? How much do you charge for that?
it's 1,000 more. It's 3,900.
Okay. So you
Yeah.
did 4 total in the month of January.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. I'm
Yeah, it
trying to
was big.
I'm trying to do the math in my head real quick.
It was, let's see, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, it was close to 15
Oh
because I
my
also
God.
have a couple of add-on offers as well. I'll do like a intro blogging package, 3 SEO optimized blogs if you want to add that onto your package. So I think I
I
added
love that.
all those too.
Wow. So almost $15,000. What does your dad say about that? I'm curious what your dad thinks.
I don't want to make him feel bad, so we don't talk finances. No,
Okay.
no. No. Um, I mean, they're just proud. They're just happy that I get to do what I want because I think, when people close to you see that you're not happy or that you're less happy than you could be, they don't really care what the mechanism is that you use to make yourself happier. So yeah, they're super proud. They're excited about this lifestyle for me. They don't always love some of the places that I go and the stuff that I get into. They're like, oh, it's too risky. But no, they love it for me.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love that. So what would you say if someone's listening to this and they're in a job, they work a job that they don't like, and they know that there's something out there for them that's bigger, but they just don't know how to do it or what to do? What would you tell them?
I would say to start much sooner than you feel like you're ready. I think that fear of getting started, like I said, I bought your courses and I sat on them for a while before I started to actually do something with them. Because I was waiting for everything to be perfect. I was designing my own little templates to put in my portfolio that I was going to use, and they were never good enough. And I think you just have to put it out there even when you don't feel ready. And I feel like that goes for everything in life, right? Like you'll never feel ready. Nothing will ever be perfect, and you'll feel 100% right about launching it or going for it. So start before you're ready, and then just don't quit. I think that's the key. I had a few tough months at the beginning. And I can be really hard on myself. And, I did have like a moment of, is this for me? Like maybe I can't do this. I don't know. But just sticking with it, it's been so fruitful. So start early and just persist.
That's such great advice. I really appreciate you coming on. And I know that everyone's going to be so inspired. I'm inspired. I'm like, where's my next trip? When am I booking? Because I also need to reap the benefits of time freedom. No, it's truly incredible.
Right.
It's this movement. Like everyone wants it. And I think that it's the direction of the world, especially as like creative women, the fact that we can create something that allows you to work 2 days, like deliver 2 website a days a month and make almost what you did at Amazon. Like I will take every single creative woman out of Amazon and I'm like, come this way. Like, let's go.
I know. It's funny because a part of it, I credit like that entrepreneurial spirit. I mean, I don't know where it came from other than coming from you and watching you. So yeah, creative ladies, come on.
I love it. I always say, like, I'll be your entrepreneurial big sister that you didn't have, like pushing you in the direction. I love it. Well, where can people come hang out with you? Where can people come find you, be friends? I know that they will want to become besties with you.
They can find me on Instagram, although I'm like the worst person who travels for posting on Instagram. I hate social media, but you can find me at my business is named, it's SO, I'm Sarah O'Keefe, digital design. So I'm on Instagram at SO_digital design. And you can also find me at my website. It's sarahokeefedigital.com.
I love it. And also we'll have it linked down below in the show notes, everyone. So you can just go click right through. But thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story. It has been so incredible. And I'm just so proud of you.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It's fun for me to get to talk to you. And just thank you for everything, sincerely.
Oh my gosh, love it. Well, with that, we'll see you guys next episode. Bye.
Hold up